Have a sip of coffee, get the style consultant going.
Come on before the video.
The camera doesn't get me quite the way the mirror does. So
Have a sip of
coffee, get the style consultant.
It's a little mixed up.
Before the video. The camera doesn't get me quite the way.
Okay, we'll turn that off. Let's go over to LinkedIn. And there's some thumbs up, which is great. We're going to have a good show for you today, especially if you love print and mail. Sometimes LinkedIn has the sound on when I click it. Sometimes it has it off. Who knows? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. Well, first we got to start with some fun, because this is fun. I learned a lot about Mint Mobile and their lobbying efforts, and this may shock you. I hope.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds. I've recently learned that Big Wireless spends a lot on political lobbying. Like, a lot. I had no idea that wireless owners were supposed to do that. So, Mint Mobile is officially contributing to the mayor of Idlewild, California. A good boy named Max. Yes, he is. We won't be contributing nearly as much because, frankly, we prefer to invest our money in stuff for you, which is why I'm announcing free data upgrades on every plan beginning January 28th. Who's in the pocket of big business? Who's in the pocket of big business? Mint Mobile, now with more bite. Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds.
Okay, is that great or what? Now, there's real advertising for you. Make an offer. Is it personalized? No. We'll get to that in a minute, okay? But now to our main feature, because I know some of you can only hold on about 30 or 40 seconds. So hang on, here comes a really good one. And we're going to go up here to the PDF and see what it's about. Okay, so this is a really great article. I really liked it, by Nick Runyon, okay? And I invited Nick to join us. If you're here, Nick, say hi. Where marketing automation falls short. Shocking article. Shocking title. Right, and it's in ClickZ, which is mainly seems to be, this is the first I'd seen it, really. ClickZ seems to be mostly about digital and marketing systems and that sort of thing. Good morning, Phoenix. Marketing automation platforms are amazing tools to help scale communications and keep multitudes of customer journeys going, right? All from a centralized hub. That's what marketing automation is about. All right? Okay. By using direct mail, this is the 30-second summary. We're going to go longer. Direct mail and tactile marketing automation, marketers create a sensory experience for prospects and customers to establish an emotional connection. Show dogs and babies, like Ryan Reynolds. Intent data tells us how and when a prospect is leaning toward a particular product or service and should inform how you communicate with them. Using a combination of channels in a unified way to tell a meaningful, personalized story to each prospect maximizes effectiveness. Okay? Got it? Okay, so, and marketing automation creates the level of intimacy that humans crave. Oh my. It's like marketing systems dating service. Anyway, we'll go on. And so what's the antidote to digital communication fatigue? Direct mail is the antidote. Okay? I'm liking it so far. 14 times direct mail comes up in this article. A sensory experience for prospects and customers to establish an emotional connection. I'm getting an emotional connection right now, man. Okay. Not talking about spammy direct mail that you might have received in the past. Everything's going to be different, right? This is going to be thoughtful, personalized brand moments delivered at the perfect time. Got it? Okay. Leading marketers like Zoom, Salesforce, Proofpoint are crafting memorable brand moments for their prospects and customers. It's driving incredible results for their businesses. Proofpoint generated 12 times the meetings and 6.5 times the pipeline in quarter 2 of 2020 compared with quarter 2 2019. Now, I'm going to try to save my comments till the end, but what's the number one problem with that? Okay, quarter 2, how was quarter 2 similar in 2020 to 2019? Not at all. Not even a smidgen, right? Everything changed, right? The world, all we read about is how the world changed, and yet, let's compare year over year. I'm not saying it isn't great news. It's great news. I'm just saying to attribute this to this system it's a nice story. It's not statistically valid. It's not isolation of causal variables. So let's go on. Okay, so let's talk about intent data, okay? So let's say Pete visits a sporting goods website, finds a pair of shoes he likes, gets to the checkout process, and abandons his cart, right? Because he says, I'd rather go buy them at Walmart or someplace where I can try them on. Pretty normal thing. Okay? This could trigger, and maybe should, a direct mail postcard sent to Pete's house with a 25% off coupon. I mean, you should do something, right? Shouldn't you do something to try to get Pete past that, whatever that obstacle was? Half the time for me, the site has blue on blue or something that you can't even find the little checkbox that says how to pay because some elite designer created the shopping cart and you can't figure it out. That happens to me about half the time. But anyway, so the 25% may overcome that. It may not. If he actually bought the shoes, it could trigger a postcard with hiking related message for a backpack or other gear. I'm a big fan of retargeting with mail on cart abandonment, I have to say. I'm not criticizing this at all, okay? This is real personalization based on specific actions and fully customized content. And by that, we mean if you bought a pair of shoes, we'll offer you hiking-related messaging, assuming that the shoes are for hiking, right? Which is a big assumption because there's all kinds of shoes, right? And most shoes, you wouldn't know exactly what was going on with the user. We'll get to that. Okay, so now the greatest success turns out to be when you use 4 to 6 channels. So just multiplying, so if you have ho-hum marketing, just multiply the number of channels. No, that's not gonna, what it means is thoughtfully done well, right? Okay. But there are some more case studies or examples. We'll call them examples. They're not really case studies. Okay, so B2B software company, Acme Software, let's say, sends a prospective customer a printed version of its latest ebook. Is a printed version of an ebook, is that a book? Sorry. Sorry, but it sounds like a book to me. Anyway, I'm just trying to catch up. I'm not a millennial, right? I'm not anybody. I'm just trying to catch on what's going on. Okay, so they send you a book via FedEx. FedEx notifies that the delivery's been made, triggers an email to the prospect about the ebook. USPS does that too. I don't know if you knew that, but it does. I got an email yesterday, minutes, seconds maybe. Sometimes I get it before I get to the mailbox. Much more effective than this than the informed delivery, because that just shows me all the junk that's in my mailbox so I don't have to go to my mailbox. No, this is something you ordered came. Oh, I like those. I go to the mailbox. And and it's exciting. So this isn't the only way to do it. There's lots of ways to do it, and there's lots of companies that will do this for you. So if you're thinking about mail, there's a lot of truth in this, and I like it. I'm not sure about the tactile marketing, but I like the name. And I'll get to that. The delivery notification could also trigger display and social media ads. That's true. I don't know if you know that either. You can take a street address and drive traffic through Google Ad Network. a street address of your customer, and it should show up on their phone. Okay, it's a little hard to measure, hard to track. But anyway, it's not impossible. We can do a holdout test like that. It's possible to do a lot of things with some of the technology you may not know about, and your printer may know about this. Okay, retargeting has the ability to lift ad engagement rates by 400%. Again, compared to what? You got to always ask compared to what. Okay, the average click-through rate doesn't matter. The average, it's only compared to what we're doing now against the control. But, again, that's old school. So here's another, Okta, which is a leader in identity management. They were having a tough time getting meetings with their sales team. Okay, once a target contact engaged with Okta digitally via webinar registration or email open, which isn't much, that's not much of an engagement. I pretty much open most of my emails, but don't read most of them. They were automatically added to the TMA is Tactile Marketing Automation Campaign to be sent a video mailer. Now, I think what that is, again, is like a card or an envelope that opens and has a video playing in it. Okay? I believe that's what it is. There's a lot of things you can do in mail that you can't do any other way. Okay? Each mailer included a personalized video. And again, what exactly that means, not sure. That addressed each company's specific pain points. Again, I don't know how you know those specific pain points, and these are not trivial questions, okay? One of the biggest challenges with personalization is you don't know me. Now, the only other big challenge with personalization is I don't know me either, So if we stand outside of Walmart for a couple of hours and ask people for their shopping list and then ask them what they bought on the way out, I've asked this question to many, many audiences, and they'll say, there's like, how many buy the same things? I mean, because they could be out of stock, they couldn't have the model, maybe they don't have your size. There's all kinds of reasons why your shopping cart doesn't match your shopping list, right? If you're honest, it's about 1% of the time, and usually that's only when you've got really clear intent that you're going to go in and grab this, you need a wiper blade because you can't see, so you stop off because there's a Walmart and you buy a wiper blade. I mean, that's the kind of time that it actually works for me, except that Walmart, the wiper blades are at the back of the store, so I wouldn't probably buy it there. Okay, so Okta realized a 73% month-over-month increase and a 40% meeting rate. Okay, so it worked. It's great. I'm not saying this isn't a fodder for great ideas. Okay, batching and blasting doesn't cut it anymore for today's consumer. You know what? But it does for Mint Mobile. That's an ad that's going out to everybody. And it's a fun ad. There's a place for batching and blasting, and here's where we're going with this. Because I'm doing a webinar probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks called Tactile Marketing System. And, I like that tactile marketing because who wants to hear about junk mail, right? It's empowering. It's the one thing in life you can throw in the trash and not worry about it. Okay, so let's back up a little bit. Here's my thoughts. Okay, first of all, the level of emotional connection with mail is minuscule. However, it's almost infinitely more than with a digital ad that I don't see because I've learned to ignore the side column of articles. Right? It's infinitely greater than digital, but infinitely smaller than, a hug from my kids or a smile from my granddaughter or something like that. So be careful about emotional connection. Talking about that. I would say that's an overstatement, massive overstatement. And I don't know that much marketing is creating the level of intimacy that humans crave. Okay, I've been hearing these pitches, you got to understand, solid direct marketing pitches since 1981. Okay, so now we're coming around on 40 years of this. Okay, and I'm not saying it isn't great to oversell, but this is. Now here's the main thing I want to hit on. The great value Jewel Mail. I want to hear more about that, Ruth. And connect up with me. You look like you're a third level connection. No, I can only say hello so often. I don't know what Jewel Mail is, so you're gonna have to. Don't try to tell me now. Just connect. Send me a connect, and we'll talk. Okay, personalization. You have to understand something. The more customized, the more personalized you are, the harder it is to figure out what's going on. The more channels you have, the harder it is to figure out what's going on. One of the main things that mail gives you, and I'm not saying that all of those that are mentioned are not great ideas, but the main thing that mail gives you is it gives you an ability to isolate causal variables. A/B splits. Basically keep the playing field level. Take out weather, take out political influence, take out geodemographics. We can look at them later. Okay, mail has that ability to avoid skew, to avoid all kinds of other influences that might skew the results. Like, for example, comparing post-COVID to pre-COVID. In a certain sense, it's insane. Now, in another sense, it's a good story and it sounds great, and it's what marketing people do. Okay, I'm not saying you shouldn't tell great stories about great successes, but mail has the ability to isolate causal variables, and mail has an ability to iterate through time so that we can set up tests. The more personalized you are, the more difficult it is to set those tests because you're offering something different to every person. Right? What you need is occasionally to not try to maximize the result of a particular campaign, but to isolate variables to understand which pitch is most compelling. And that is a tension that has always been there in mail, always been there in marketing. There's a trade-off between maximum understanding and maximum results. You have to make some mistakes. You have to waste some advertising to find out which is more effective, because that's also how you find the breakthroughs. That's enough for today. I hope you'll join me on my tactile marketing system. We're going to talk about how the whole thing fits together and how you can adapt this to retail, how you can adapt this to business. We'll have a bunch of case studies. And it'll be available. Go over to wdma.org, and also I would suggest subscribing to WDMA, because we do tend to actually occasionally tell you about webinars and things that we're doing. But also, you can get the show notes for today, and this is an excellent article. I would say one of the best I've seen, and it is really good. I'm not disagreeing with Nick really in any way, except to say that maximum effectiveness and intimacy that humans crave, just back off a tiny bit. Thanks Phoenix for the link. Click the link, hit the join button, and you can subscribe for free, and you get the show notes in the members only area. Have a great day. Like and share.